Agent 47 is a character that I think most people probably have seen at least once in their life, even if they aren't a fan of the series. With 2 movies, 3 novels, a comic, a long-running video game franchise, and most importantly, a Flash game where you kill some Christmas elves, I think he's pretty recognizable. Plus, it's not like he blends in well either. He's a tall, well-built, bald guy in a suit with a red tie and a barcode on the back of his head. I don't think you'd forget him. I myself really only knew the character through trailers and videos, having never actually played the games myself, until I bought a used copy of Hitman Absolution for the 360 a few years ago. I enjoyed playing Absolution, and the new games that came after it. And since I'm a fan of stealth games anyway, it was only a matter of time before a Steam sale came by and that convinced me to buy the originals. After that, I decided to play the original game, Codename 47, earlier this year, and I found it to be quite different from what I was expecting. The game begins with 47 waking up inside what appears to be an asylum cell, with a disembodied voice over an intercom telling you what to do.
Wake up, my friend. It's the dawn of a new day, and you have things to do.
This is our tutorial level, and it will teach you the basics of how to climb ladders, use knives, the fiber wire, which sucks and is worse than a knife in every way except for just in one mission, guns, and even do some parkour. But I mean, 47 apparently had enough of this and decides to bail, killing a guard, stealing their uniform, and leaving. And I don't really blame him either. It's a pretty basic tutorial level, and I'd get tired of having to do it every day as well. What we just witnessed there was 47 leaving the facility where he was raised and trained, and sometime after this he joins the ICA, as we see in the prologue to Hitman in 2016. We then cut to 1 year later, in Hong Kong. 47 is already an agent of the ICA by this point, and he's on the job. He gets on his laptop to receive a message from his handler, Diana Burnwood, and instead of communicating through him via voice like in the newer games, she just sends him some emails at the start of each mission. It's a minor change, but it's reasonable given the time period. In this email she tells 47 about his target, in this case, a triad boss by the name of Li Hong. However, she also states it will be difficult, and he most likely won't make it out alive, but he doesn't have to worry, because the agency has a plan. Start a gang war between the 2 biggest triads in the area to leave them unguarded. Now, outside of the absolute insanity of that plan, this is also the start of a major difference between this game and the newer entries, mainly in the linearity. You see, in the newer games, they normally don't force you to take out a target in a specific way. They offer multiple ways to do so, and they leave it up to you and how you choose to do it. Anyways, there isn't anything major from the first 2 missions here. You just take out a negotiator and then brutally murder the emissaries on the other side when they try to make peace. But it does bring back up the linearity point though. While technically speaking the game didn't force me to use a sniper rifle in the first mission, it didn't force me to avoid using the sniper rifle in the second, the placement of the buildings in the first level and Diana herself explicitly stating that she recommends I use a car bomb to blow everyone up in the second, does make it clear that the game has an intended way to complete the missions. The second big difference so far is we just did 2 missions but for 1 target. Whereas in Hitman 2016, they just plop you into either Sapienza, Hokkaido, or wherever you go and give you infinite tools at your disposal to replay 1 mission multiple times. In Hitman Codename 47, most of the targets have multiple missions associated with them. Some of them, like Li Hong, take place over a few days, if not weeks. And if it looked like it was easy, then don't worry, because the 3rd mission is when it starts to shake it up and we see more of the formula we expect from the series, with wearing different disguises to get close to different people before finally taking them out. A few days later, both gangs are on edge and the chief of police is trying to arrange a peace meeting. 47's job is to take out the Red Dragon negotiator, kill the chief of police, and then blame it on the Red Dragons. Luckily for us, the restaurant is right down the street. Unluckily, the people here are smart and won't just let some random guy inside while 2 gangs are attempting a peace treaty. Don't worry though, because 47 is a master of disguise. Once inside, we plant our weapon. So talk to the owner and hear the best line in video game history.
I need to use the bathroom.
He still has the same voice actor after all these years too. Gotta love that. Anyways, drop the gun and head back outside. Now we need to wait for the Red Dragon Negotiator to appear. Take him out, drop his body, steal his clothes and amulet, you know, traditional 47 stuff. Go back inside and start the negotiations. They actually have different voice clips every time you do this, which is kind of cool. Although my game kind of glitched out, I played both back to back, and the camera didn't really know what to do because I was halfway through the door at this point. Oh well. Go to the restroom, drop the gun, bop him in the head, climb out the window, and as long as you planted the amulet, you completed the mission and can go forward. Hong is now completely unprotected. Most of his forces are fighting in the gang war and the cops can no longer cover for him. You need to take out Hong, rescue a captured operative, and retrieve a statue from a safe. So we need to head to the restaurant and start gathering some intel. We found out that there was a brothel upstairs and there's a captured agent in the basement. So we'll head to the brothel first and I'll hand you a girl. We could kill her, but it would negatively affect the score, so I kind of prefer to help her escape, and the disguise makes this extremely easy. The disguise in question, I technically prefer to just kill this guy on the stairs here. Now, we need to navigate the maze that is the basement. If you're disguised as a Red Dragon member, you can just navigate here without being shot by anybody, so I mean, it's a pretty good idea. Kill the guy guarding the door, then enter and save the agent, and he'll tell you which safe is the one with the statue inside, which is actually different every time you play, so that's actually kind of cool. After making your way to the safe, kill the guard, steal the statue, and then make your way to the old guy in the store. He'll tell you that you can either make your way inside the fort, or try poisoning Li Hong's food. And if we go outside, I mean, we'll see he's sat down and ready to eat, so I mean, we might as well poison his food, right? Well, I mean, if you do that, then his bodyguard will actually eat the food instead, which results in a funny cutscene shown here. After that, Hong will run away to go back inside the fort, so now you can make your way back over there. Once inside, you either fight off all his guards, or just kind of walk through. It depends on your disguise. I mean, it's Hitman, this is how the game goes. And we'll find Hong is just kind of strolling around like nothing is wrong. I mean, he doesn't care too much about his assistant, I guess. Take out Hong, get on the boat, and your mission is complete. You get a cutscene of some obviously evil bad guys with some bad guy things, but I don't care too much at the moment. It was actually a pretty good way to start the game. I like how the assassination was pretty good, you know, especially after we had 4 missions to build up for it. Just, unfortunately, the following mission isn't very good at all. A while after this, 47 received information about his next target, drug lord Pablo Ochoa. Just like Hong, 47 will need to accomplish several tasks before getting close to Ochoa, due to him being hidden away in the jungle of Colombia. Unluckily for us, the jungle isn't very fun. If you know what you're doing, these missions can take just a few minutes, but for your first time through, they could just drag on, and the second mission is just filler. The first mission has us recovering a stolen idol for a tribe of natives living in the jungle. The only equipment I'd say you need to bring with you is a pistol, a knife, and a compass. Now, after dropping in the jungle, we need to immediately head to the crashed plane that was carrying the idol, or the soldiers will get there first. And luckily, if you have the compass, you can just follow it southeast and we'll stumble right across it. From there, you need to locate the tribe and give them the idol back. Bad news is the game doesn't tell you where you are, and it makes you wander around the jungle instead and follow the instructions of these statues pointing, and then they'll tell you where to find it. The good news is the music in this level slaps, so I mean, even if you're lost, you can at least enjoy that. After finding the village and returning their idol, the chief tells you that Pablo has kidnapped his brother and he wants you to rescue him. 47 has no problem running on a fetch quest, so he hops on it. Run back through the jungle, following the river, and you'll stumble across the bridge. All you need to do is kill the guys holding him captive, and he'll run free on his own. My preferred method of doing this is to steal a uniform from one of the guards, climb up the guard post, take the sniper rifle, and then take them out from a distance. 47 has very little health in this game. There's no way to regain HP during a mission, so always try and play it safe. After you save him, run back to the village and talk to the chief, who will tell you how to get close to Pablo. After this, our next mission begins with us carrying over the same gear from the last mission, so bring whatever you need with you. 47 will have to sneak past the jungle god, this giant jaguar. They're going to use these pigs here, but honestly it's too much effort since you need to carry it all the way across the map and avoid getting shot the whole time. So I'd say just kill a soldier and drag him to the idol. Those locals, they don't care. After the god is fed, you can just sneak through this tunnel and begin the final mission. Now I know I talked about it briefly during the Li Hong assassination, but you do have a degree of freedom here in these assassinations, despite how linear the game is. For Pablo, one of the things we can do here is if you still have the sniper rifle from the first mission, you can use it to take him out through a window, allowing you to skip his cutscene and boss fight altogether. The only thing you need to worry about is the second objective. If you don't have the rifle, you can just walk up to his house, assuming you don't have a weapon drawn and you're still wearing a uniform. When you open the door to greet him, he'll do his best Tony Montana impression before starting his boss fight.
Hola, Hancho! Say hello to my little friend!
Either way, once he's dead, grab the bomb and the letter from his office. Reading the letter will let us know that a Professor Ort Meyer knows about us and claims we're his property. Yeah, okay man, whatever. After this, plant the bomb, blow it up, get in the jet, and escape. It was the worst section of the game by a long shot. I did like how they carried over though between missions, that was kinda cool. Next up, we have what was without a doubt the best section of the game by far. The hit on Franz and Fritz fucks. While technically only Franz is your target, you need to kill Fritz to complete the mission. And by God, is that what makes the mission good. This area is the closest thing to a modern Hitman level in the entire game. Li Hong's assassination was good, but this is far better. And the fiber wire is actually useful. First things first, we need to find Franz. Talking to the front desk, we can see what room he's signed into, and after heading there, we can see that it's locked and guarded. This is where we get the first moment of modern gameplay, where you can either steal a uniform, dress up as a housekeeper, and that gives you temporary access to the room, or we could steal a key from a housekeeper and enter to the room next door, hop across through the back window. Both of these will let you have access, and can allow you to take out Franz with no issue. After this, you can find a key and a letter on the desk with the gun. The letter is addressed to Mr. Li Hong from earlier, talking about how he isn't getting any younger and he wishes to split the fruit on their little project, whatever that means. The keys on that desk we can use to receive a letter from the floral shop within the hotel, and giving them gives us a shotgun. Why does it do that? Why do we need a shotgun? I don't know, but I mean it's pretty cool. Now we move on to Fritz, the second target, who has not one, not two, but 3 ways to kill him. The first way to do this is meet him at the casino, where in the casino he will have to use the restroom eventually, upon which you can strangle him to death with your fiber wire. The second thing you can do is do what's the first accident kill in the series. While a trademark of 47's career in the newer games, this is the only time we see it in the original. Fritz will retire into the thermal bath, whereupon you can trap him inside, turning on the heat, agitating his heart condition, and kill him. The third and final way to kill Fritz is to drown him. To do this, we just simply strangle him with the fiber wire while he's in his pool. This one seems to be the canon route, as it's what's shown in the Legacy trailer from 2016, but no matter how you do it, you will obtain the key to his office. And by sneaking in through the window, you can just steal the bomb and go back out. Oh yeah, they were going to use a bomb to blow up the hotel. And that's the cover story that they gave the agency to explain why 47 was going to do the job. Now, we can get back into Hotel proper. And just like in any other Hitman game, this mission has multiple exits. Leaving through the kitchen is the safer option, but the chef doesn't really like it there if he sees you. Alternatively, you can leave through the front door, but that's kind of more dangerous due to the metal detectors and security. Either way, once the mission is finished, we can safely say we just played through one of the most memorable missions in the entire series, to the point where some people have argued that the remade version in contracts is even worse, due to the small changes that they have made. We now cut to Rotterdam, where 47 is taking care of his next target, Arkadij Ivanovich Jegorov, also known as Boris. This is another one of the puzzle-type missions in the game, like the jungle missions. 47 needs to find Boris's location, and to do that, we need to go through his assistant, Ivan. Ivan is arranging a meeting with the local street gang, so we need to infiltrate the meeting, place a tracker on Ivan, so that he can take us to Boris. If this sounds simple, it is. Taking a disguise from a gang member gets us close to the car, although the driver doesn't like us touching it. So we need to head to the strip club inside, which I'm not really sure if I can show on YouTube or not. She isn't naked, but I mean YouTube might go crazy over some polygons and lingerie. So convince her to go outside, give the guard a good time, and you can plant the tracker on the car while he's distracted. Now we just need to get them to give us a lead towards Ivan. Follow the car. It will pass through a gate into an area that you can't enter. Sometimes it will literally just pass through the gate. This is different every time you play, so it's why you should place the tracker on the car. Now for the puzzle aspect of the mission. To get into the gated area, you need to bust the gate down by redirecting the train. Simply open the map and follow the path backwards and turn the track into that direction. The train will do the rest. After gaining access, kill the guard dogs to retrieve the tracker to the car, and then kill everyone inside. Ivan will arrive in 3 minutes, so use your time wisely. You need to hide all the bodies, and then place the tracker inside the briefcase. After Ivan takes the briefcase, he will lead you straight toward Boris. Following Ivan takes us to a big ship that Boris has holed himself up inside with a nuke. This makes twice that this game has made us take care of a bomb, although it makes sense considering that Boris has been the one supplying our previous targets with weapons. Yeah, all of our previous targets are connected, and they used to serve together in the French Foreign Legion. They stayed connected after this, and Diana and the agency obviously don't like the idea of your past hits being all connected, so things are starting to look a little bit suspicious. As for the mission itself, it isn't too difficult, but it can take a while depending on how confident you are in your ability to sneak inside the ship. I myself am not too confident in my ability to sneak inside, so I go with a backup plan of bombing Boris's escape car just in case. To do this, we first need to disguise ourselves as one of Boris's men. After this, you get basically free reign of the entire map with 2 exceptions. You can't pass through gates without knowing the password, and guard dogs will still recognize you via smell. To get through each gate, you can either kill the people guarding it, or wait for someone else to open it and then walk through with them. I highly recommend doing the latter because if any guards are alerted, Boris will arm the nuke and then get in his car to drive away, and without the car bomb placed, you'll automatically fail the mission. So, follow a guard and pass through all the gates until you reach the very far east side of the map. Silently sneak through and shoot any dogs on your way, and then reach the ammo truck. Pick up the bomb and the sniper rifle, and then immediately drop the rifle and head back. A new guard has spawned, and he will attack you on sight if he sees you with the rifle. Kill him, then go back and retrieve the rifle, and use it to pick off all the guards between you and the ship from a distance. Now after getting close to the ship, kill any necessary guards and plant the bomb. Now if you're seen, you can just ignore Boris and he'll kill himself. Now you can try to sneak on board the ship using a crewman's disguise. And for the hard part, we need to disarm the bomb and drive off without the ship. You need to kill everyone on board to commandeer the ship. So, have fun with that. We can use the minigun in the room with the nuke, but otherwise we have to kill them all like normal. Both work, and both of them allow you to complete the mission. And after this, we can finally begin the final chapter of the game. A while after this, 47 gets contacted by Diana once again, and she informed him that all of his previous targets were contracted by the same guy, which the agency has a huge rule against due to them wishing to remain neutral in any conflict and not take sides. So the ICA cuts a deal with him, one last hit, and then he is to never contact them ever again. I'm not sure how they would have enforced that, given that he snuck through their system beforehand, but I'm pretty sure that the agency was serious. The final target is Dr. Kovacs, who works in a Romanian asylum. 47 sneaks in under the guise of a patient with an appointment, which means that he can't bring any equipment with him. If this place looks a little bit familiar, then you know where this is going. After checking in, the staff at the front desk will call the shadowy figure from earlier and let them know that you have arrived. The mastermind behind the entire operation will call the Romanian SWAT team and tell them that the patient has gone mad and that they need to get here ASAP. It's about to go down, and 47 is trapped right in the middle of it. But before they arrive, you can wander the facility and see what they have. Just don't enter the doctor's office yet if you wish to explore. You can find a bunch of weapons lying around the facility if you need to, and you can take one with you since, you really might need it. Anything will work, from a gun to a syringe, just anything you can find and conceal. After you're prepared, head to the office, where 47 will meet Dr. Kovacs, and 47 remembers exactly who he is. Kovacs is one of the doctors who experimented on 47, and as 47 put it, he is the one with the needle. Immediately after this, the Romanian SWAT team will burst in, and you need to either fight or sneak your way out. If you choose to sneak out, your easiest solution will be to simply kill Dr. Kovacs and wear his uniform. Nobody will attack you if you're like this, so it makes the rest of the mission the easiest. If you do wish to fight through, good luck. The SWAT team doesn't mess around. Your next objective is to simply escape the asylum and find the entrance to the lab. If you need help finding it, Agent Smith is held captive, and freeing him will help you out. There isn't much else to say here, other than to have fun exploring and finding your way through. Finally, we get to the lab. Now you need to take out the guard and any weapons nearby that you might need. Dr. Ortmeyer, the mastermind behind the entire operation, will begin to give 47 instructions and probably the best mad scientist speech backdrop to any level ever. He will release the 48s. Now you know how 47 was a clone? Well, now we have the 48 model, and there are quite a few of them. They are deadly and fully loyal to Ortmeyer, so take cover and use whatever weapon that you can aim the best with and get going. One by one they'll exit the door, and one by one you need to kill them. And you need to kill them all fast to prevent yourself from being overwhelmed. After their deaths, drag one of the bodies to the door, scan the barcode to bypass the security, and confront Ortmeyer, who will pretend like he's being peaceful. He isn't. He has a taser and he will use it if he gets too close. So show him no mercy and take him out. After that, you'll get one final cutscene of 47 putting Ortmeyer down as his bloodstain spreads to reveal the logo of the game. This has been Hitman, Codename 47. It's a pretty interesting little game, and it's definitely a relic of its time in some places, but it's also completely worth checking out if you're just a fan of the franchise or stealth games in general. The actual assassination mission itself was definitely the strong point of the game, so I can see why they chose to focus almost exclusively on those for the future games. And I also enjoyed finding out more info about your targets through optional letters and email data, because it does show how these characters are connected through the conspiracy. Now, aside from the game, I'm not quite sure how many reviews in this style I'll make. It'll probably work for short narrative-driven games like this one, but I assure you, the next review will be coming within the next month or two, and if you enjoyed this one, feel free to tune in and check that one out as well. I promise you'll enjoy it.